Good morning viewers, I am Syahriel Today on Thursday 10th of March 2022. Welcome back with me in Daaruttaqwa's program, which will provide you to the real news and it is taken factually and actually either international and national. I will provide you with many kinds of information in the next minutes. So let's begin with the news today. The Nusantara talks about the removal plan of the capital city in Indonesia. There is pro and contra between the inhabitants. Even though there is pro and contra, the government have done some research that the new capital is designed not just for single identity, but as the representation of nation progressive. The chosen location is an area split between North Penajam Pasar Regency and Kutai Kartanegara Regency in East Kalimantan. This is roughly between Balikpapan and Samarinda. It's worth noting that it's the capital that is moving, not the whole of Jakarta, as if it was possible to somehow relocate a city with 10 million more people inside it. Running alongside the news of the new capital has been news article of how Jakarta is sinking into the sea and being abandoned. What is true that the city is sinking and rising sea level will also cause chaos. But Jakarta is still planning for the future and is projected to become the world's largest city. Work was supposed to start in a new city in 2020, but then the COVID-19 happened, so the project was put on hold. The planning resumed in 2021. On 17 January 2022, it was announced that the new capital will be named Nusantara, which means is archipelago in Indonesian. Reporting from a journal entitled International Relation Ancient Indonesia, the origin of the term Nusantara was first recorded in the middle of Japanese literature in 12th until 16th century. At that time, the name was used to describe the concept of Majapahit kingdom state. And as we know that the economic matters, development, and etc. are centers in the Jakarta, or we can call it Java centris. So with this capital city removal plan, we want that the even distribution will spread all around over our beloved Indonesia. And another side, if DKI Jakarta is already being too crowded, it's because a lot of population who are putting their faith in there. And this is as one of our sincerity of the moral principle. And therefore, the majority of public needs a solution for the government to keeping the environmental conservation in Kalimantan. Why the public is asking about this problem? It's because the Kalimantan is dubbed as lungs of the world. But this removal plan of capital can solve the problem that Jakarta was burdened by two things. First is become a government center, and second is become a business center. So if the capital city is removed from Jakarta to Kalimantan, it seems like we move the government center to Kalimantan and let Jakarta become the business center. Some public said that they are so thankful about this removal plan because the population density in Jakarta can be decreased even just a few percent. But we can deny that Kalimantan can influence the ecosystem like in Jakarta. Through its vision, the national capital is expected to become a city that promotes social inclusion and modern, while still paying attention to environmental sustainability. This concept is considered the best choice, considering that the prospective location for the national capital is on the island of Kalimantan, which has the character of the tropical rainforest and various ecological constraints. The axis of the three Praja axis is a representation of the harmonious relationship between the three institutions in running the government side by side. While the five Pancasila is which reflect the life of the nation and state are translated into the five elements of urban symbolism. The first principle is reflected in the place of worship, like the mosque and the church. The second principle is depicted in the form of a civilization museum building. The third principle is depicted from a national monument. The fourth principle is illustrated of a plaza of independence. And the last principle can be felt when in the people's market. Critics say that the plan will displace indigenous peoples and centralize powers in ways that may be unconstitutional. Critics call out Japan's sentiment, rules, passage of law, corruption concerns. For better or worse, it was really happening. The House of Representatives on Tuesday that set capital bill into law that will provide a legal basis for the government plan to relocate the capital from Jakarta to East Kalimantan. Well viewers, there's the new that I can present to you. If you have some suggestions and critics about this program, please visit us at www.daaruttaqwa.stx.id, or you can call us on the number below, and don't forget to visit our social media in Instagram, Facebook, and the other. Well viewers, finally we are at the end of our program. Last, I want to ask you all, can they build a new city without exporting Jakarta problem and make other environmental conservation like in Jakarta? Well viewers, this is last from me, so keep in touch. Don't forget to always use the protocol. Stay healthy. Wabillahi wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.